Yeah, hello out there. I would like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good whatever it is. But I'm not going to do that. Why? Because people are watching from across the universe. And then, as you know, we have different time zones. So I don't want to say good morning when you are fast asleep. But all I can say is greetings. And you're welcome to Cross Cultural Experiences. This is a forum where we invite guests to talk about their experience crossing their culture of origin. And more importantly, what did they experience? And then what did they learn from it? Now, I am so excited this evening because I have a unique forum where I have a couple for the very first time. I'll just allow them to introduce themselves and then we go into action. Over to you. I don't even want to mention your names. You tell me your names and where you come from and all that. Okay. Go ahead.
My name is DAYLE Aggoor, and I am from Canada.
All right. Okay. Anything about yourself people would like to know?
I'm a first generation Canadian, and my parents are from Trinidad and Barbados. And I was born in a very cold place, Winnipeg, Manitoba, above Minnesota.
Okay. Okay.
That's where I'm from.
Okay. So we have Trinidad and Tobago, did you say?
Yes,
Okay. And then there is a Canadian connection.
correct. Yeah.
And then there is, I assume, the US connection where you probably are living right now.
Eventually. Yes.
Okay, meaning that you have crossed several cultures. Okay, let's go to him.
Yeah, my name is Professor Komla Aggo. I'm Professor Emeritus of Hispanic Studies. I'm from Ghana. I lived in Spain briefly, lived in Canada where I met DAYLE, and then from Canada moved to the US where I came for my PhD at UCLA many years ago.
All right.
In Los Angeles. Taught for 16 years in Cleveland, Ohio, in the cold. And then 70 years ago, we moved from Cleveland to Fort Worth, Texas. So we've been here for 17 years. We both went on retirement last year. Over the years, I've been to quite a few places, and I was counting this morning. I realized I know 23 countries. So,
okay.
Yes. So
your passport must be full several times.
Oh, several times.
So I'm picking up that there are certain things in common. The first thing is the cold.
Yes.
All right. The other thing is it's striking that you're a professor of what? From Ghana, but you're a professor of what?
Oh, well, Spanish.
Spanish. Okay. Yeah. Do people ask you that question all the time?
All the time. And my short answer is, well, anyone from anywhere can teach engineering, come studies and medicine, specialize in all sorts of fields. And Spanish, yeah, at least I was in Spain for a while, and that also helped me, provided me the possibility to achieve, I would say, fluency. So, oh yeah, anything is possible, isn't it?
Everything is possible. So, but I'm not going to ask you to give me experiences from the 23 places countries you have visited. All right, just choose one. Whoever wants to start, please start and share your experience.
Okay, I'll go first.
All right.
As I mentioned, I'm a first generation Canadian, and I was born in Winnipeg, Manitoba, which is a very cold place. And as such, when I went to school growing up in the 70s, there were not very many people who looked like me at school. So I could be probably the only one of, brown-skinned girl person out of class or school of like maybe 250, 300 kids. Yeah. So it wasn't until I got to university that I got to meet foreign students, and particularly African foreign students.
Okay. Is that an example of what the African? Okay. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Right? Okay. So, and not only did I really enjoy the warmth of the people, and different foods that they would make. I also really enjoyed their clothing. So their clothing was very different. They had batik, they had bright colors, they had different patterns on their clothing, which is, to contrast to Canadian clothing, under which is a lot of navy, white, gray, pastels, if you want to kick it up a notch, pastels.
Yeah.
And so under, their parkas in April, they would
Yeah.
have these fancy shirts and skirts and things like that. So when I married this Ewe man from Ghana,
Yes.
I was very happy to acquire 2 special outfits that were made for me with real Ghana fabric, real Ghana style. I had one that was like orange with this kind of vine pattern on it. And I had a second, so that one was like a shorter skirt and top. And I had one long piece down to my ankles. So very formal. And you had to, walk with a little kind of a mincing step when you're in that kind of outfit.
That was new territory for you.
Yes, exactly right. Because literally the bottom of the skirt would be what was on the floor. Would be like heels to lift yourself up. And so I really had the opportunity to try these on and wear these with matching head wraps and fabric and stuff like that. But not too many times to wear it. Like if you're, unless you're going to an African party or wedding or something. So when I married and moved to follow my husband to the US, we joined an Ewe association, like Ewe Association, I think of Los Angeles, Ghana Ewe Association of.
All right.
So, and as you know, associations are often looking for money, right? So,
yes, you can say that again.
Everybody looks for money.
Everybody was looking for money, right?
Yeah.
So it was announced that there would be a fundraiser.
Yeah.
So this fundraiser was going to be a formal event, nice tablecloths, centerpieces, sitting down. We would cook all these Ghanaian delicacies and, sell tickets to our friends.
Yeah.
And to cap it off, there would be a fashion show.
All right.
Fashion shows. You have to look at these things, right? So we sold tickets to our neighbors, other students, friends who we thought would be interested, and probably we had a couple hundred.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, probably a couple hundred people that.
Happily sold.
We happily sold. Yeah. Lots of people came out. So the day of the event came and getting ready. So fashion show rehearsal, one of the first things before we cooked, because we had to cook all these foods, the chicken was eating while we were practicing.
Jollof.
Oh, that was one of the things, one of the many, many things. So I had the 2 changes of clothing, right?
Right.
And then I was going with the short one first, then the long one later, but we didn't practice, we didn't rehearse in our outfits. There were male and
put it on and go your way.
Later we were going to do it. So we just kind of did a run through. You get on there, do a little twirl on stage, walk off, sashay off, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the people came in. They had their lovely, not only jollof, chicken, goat, all sorts of things that are delicacies.
Yes.
Sat down, maybe got through, we let them eat about 2/3 of the way through. Then, hey, we turned up the music, right?
Yeah, it was showtime.
The Ghanaian music, So we had something to walk to as we were doing this fashion show.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So we had, as I said, male and female models, different ages, different outfits. Ooh, yes, going smoothly. The short one. Oh, yes. Second one that I wore, the long one, took a little longer to get out there, but hey, just more time on stage, right?
Yes.
So at the end, everything had gone really well. Clap, 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 clap. People were very impressed and happy with what we'd done.
Yes.
Okay, everybody back on stage, you know, the finale, right, for the fashion show where you see all the outfits at the same time. So there are about like maybe 17, 20 of us. So we got back on stage, the music is going louder. Okay, clap, let's go off. Well, I turned around and saw some men, a couple of the male models started moving their arms, like kind of like this,
Uh-huh.
up and down. And I was like, okay, so looks like we're doing, I guess we're gonna do a little dance. Well, I turned the other way. Some of the women models were also doing the same dance. It was like, it was not time for any Canadian dancing. In other words,
Yes.
there's
Yeah.
no room for and this was not rehearsed. So I just had to jump in, you know, moving my, it's kind of where you pull your elbows back, your hands go down, and your chest kind of pops back and forth as you're doing it. It's called agbaja. So they did this dance, and I just had to improvise. Right, until we got off stage. And later, one of my friends told me that I looked, who had paid a ticket to come in, said that I looked like a very elegant, you know, well-plumed chicken when I was doing this dance at the end. So what I learned was that dancing and music, especially dancing, goes with, at least for Awe Ghanaians of Awe descent, I'm sure a lot of other West African groups too, that it goes with a formal occasion. Like you'll have nice food.
Yeah.
But even if it's a funeral, you can expect music and dancing.
Dance. Okay.
And everyone dances.
Not the Canadian funeral.
Right. No, which is a very somber still affair.
Everybody's very stiff.
Exactly.
Yeah, but here you just, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, the Ghanaian, I mean, the professor will correct me. The Ghanaian style is that it's like you're sending somebody off, even at funerals. Is that correct?
Oh, correct.
So you don't just go scream. I mean, when you're sending somebody off, you have some excitement. Hey, go well. We will join you at some point. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's go to Komla. What was your experience?
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm not going to talk about the 23 countries.
No,
I'll talk,
choose one.
Another time.
Yes, I'll talk about two.
Oh, okay.
One very briefly, the other one slightly longer.
Yes.
So in 2013, I visited Switzerland.
Yeah.
Yes, I went to Paris and then from there to a conference, and from there I went to Switzerland. I went to Bern, and then I returned in 2014 to Geneva specifically. The person I visited, you know well, Ambassador Sami Eriko.
Oh, okay,
So,
Sami.
that time, he was the ambassador to Switzerland, and later on, when I visited again, that was when he was also Ghana's representative to the UN in Geneva.
In Geneva, okay.
Yes. Switzerland, we all know about orderly society, takes care of its people, welfare is strong, very clean society. But then I ran into something that surprised me a lot, that, yes, surprised me a great deal. So my friend took me around, and while we were going around the city, touring the city, we came to this tall bridge. Under the bridge, it's almost as if it were a river, many feet down below. When you when you get close to the edge, and you do, not even on the bridge itself, but on the sidewalk area, you really feel dizzy. So while I was looking down, I saw this net. It's like a netting along the wall.
Yes.
So immediately I was, in fact, I think I was just going to ask him when, even before I asked, he told me, yeah, it's he knows what I was thinking. And if I knew what it was. And I said no. And he said, the net was installed there to prevent suicides, so that when someone is going to cause a suicide, they'll fall into the bouncing net and be saved.
And be saved.
I am telling you. So, in other words, a lot of people were committing suicide there. And this netting was placed there because it was becoming a crisis. So I was shocked by it. As I said, Switzerland is not the first place you think such a thing will happen.
Yeah, suicide rate.
Yes, given that what we hear often is positive. So later on, then I came back and then realized, I investigated and realized that Switzerland had a higher than average rate in Europe. Now it's been going down, yes, for many years now it's been going down, but that's the case. Now, Uche, the thing is that you are in Geneva or Bern or Lucerne, also we ought to know where the Winter Olympics was famous and all that. And the city is clean, very orderly.
Yes.
Beautiful, peaceful. But one thing I can say is that every corner, there is a security camera.
Okay.
You play the fool, you get a ticket right now. The police are after you. What I learned in Bern that day was that I started wondering what truly is development. Is it about economics?
Yeah.
Money? Is it infrastructure? Is it a superbly orderly society? Because Switzerland has it all, or there is more beyond that. And I saw how really important freedom is, the human factor.
Okay.
Human being has to be at the center of development. What culture is there? What support system is there?
Is there, right?
Are people happy? Happy people don't commit suicide.
No.
So it is one thing that I learned in a very rich European city or country, and I couldn't miss that, and so I wanted to share that.
Okay, that's fine. You know, it's just reminds me. I'm not trying to disparage any nation, but I in the news not too long ago, you know, Kenya had a law which has now been repealed, that if you try to commit suicide and you didn't die, then you were now arrested, and then put it, you can serve up to 2 years in prison. Attempting to kill yourself, but it has been repealed. Okay, just go ahead, go to the next one. It just occurred to me when you are telling the story of putting premium on human beings.
A human being, the human being.
Yeah, go to the next one.
Brazil.
Okay.
It's a goal, Brazil.
Yeah.
Brazil, as we know, is the country, the first, apart from Nigeria, that has the highest population of people of African ancestry. I repeat, just in case somebody didn't get it clearly. After Nigeria, not Egypt, not Ghana, not Morocco, Brazil is the country that has the highest number of people of African ancestry. Well, everybody in the world comes with African roots, of course, but you know what?
Right.
Okay. So the first time I went to DAYLE in 2002, and we went to Rio de Janeiro and the capital city, Brasilia.
Okay.
And in 2014, which I'm going to talk about, we went to Salvador da Bahia, Salvador, in 2014. So we went for our children supported. We have 2 daughters. They were kind enough to support us, gave us some money. We topped it up and went to Salvador. towards the northeastern area, quite far, many hours of flight. We arrived there, Uche. It was as if we were in any African city, Africa.
Oh, okay. What happened?
Amazing. It used to be, Salvador used to be the capital of Brazil.
Yeah.
In the slave trade era and that kind of thing. And it has famous people such as the late Jorge Amado, who was a literary person. It's a very vibrant, exciting, friendly city. And the connections with Africa, it's plenty. I just want to mention a few.
Yeah.
That are central. Food, Africa. You find curry, fried plantain and beans.
Okay.
Rice that is cooked the African way. Food always juicy,
Yeah,
saucy.
I mean, you couldn't tell that you were not in Accra.
Oh, you remember at the plaza, the square, the central square.
Yeah.
Where
there was a culinary school.
It was a culinary school. And you know something else? The dressing goes with it.
Okay.
So you see these women in white with a scarf, dressed like African women.
Yes.
Blacks selling, you know, what a miso brings sometimes.
Moi.
Like moi.
Moi or something.
Something that's not moi, but very much like a karaje.
Okay.
It's beans, fried beans. That's
Steamed.
it. Steamed. Oh, here. Okay. There they fry it.
Right? Oh, yes, it could be fried. That's right.
So it's called a karaje. And in Ghana, we call it, well, at least in Eveland, we call it agau.
Okay.
It's exactly, but even richer, better. Palm oil.
Wow.
Lots of palm oil with gari and this and that. We were in Africa. Food, music, lots of drumming. Drumming is the base, just like Africa. The dressing, as I said, you can see it, and the makeup.
Right.
Can you imagine that? Even in Accra, she has to go to a hair salon. They plaited her hair in the open air at the square there. There were women plaiting hair. She did. So I went perambulating around and taking care of her right at this in the open air there.
Just there.
Plaited her hair. You remember? You forget. Religion. You know, sometimes these things they make something. You wonder. They have their authentic African religion called candomblé. The thing that in the past they were not even allowed to practice. And of course, when you repress the people, it comes to a point where they find their way out of that. They found it. We went to a religious ceremony, not ceremony. It's like a church service. Yeah. Their service in the evening.
Yes.
Wow. I am telling you, you will not find that in Africa itself. And if you were to find it, our very people will be condemning it. They'll condemn it, trying to say all sorts of negative things about it. They were into it spiritually, physically. You can't tell between the spirit and the physique. It's like they were entranced. What a beautiful thing to participate with.
All the way in Brazil.
All the way in Brazil. All the way in Brazil. Lifestyle, free. You can see free people. Outdoor, chilling out, easygoing. The beaches, full of life, just like the African beach. Restaurants, music, sport events, soccer, basketball, everything. Everything. They are not there to sunbathe. After all, they are already dancing.
Yeah. So it must have been a wonderful, exciting experience. I'm sure you didn't have it in mind when you were going there, but suddenly there it was.
Not to that extent. So what did I take away? Africa is bigger than the 55 countries. I was so happy when the African Union a few years ago, several years ago, made the diaspora it's like another country. It makes sense. We extend beyond the continent. We have to respect the diaspora. We have to engage the diaspora. We have to do all that is necessary for the dialogue, for interaction to be higher between the diaspora and Africa, because Africa truly goes beyond. But one thing is, these people often are not aware. They may practice those things somehow, but they are not taught about Africa. They know very little about Africa.
Little, okay. They don't know the origin of what they're doing.
No.
Oh.
If only they knew that, wow, what they are doing is exactly what we do. And that when they go to Africa, there are no lions to jump on anybody. That their cities are just like our cities and all that. People will relax and cheer on, embrace the African even better. So
you know what? At the beginning of this conversation, you said you are retired. Maybe you should just pick up something else and now try to do the linkage between where they are and then letting them know where they're coming from, and then build bridges, because that's what this program is and this forum is all about. I mean, for you to realize that you might think that they are different, but they could be doing something very similar, only that you didn't know about it.
You know, this is why I've been saying that as for me, my retirement is not going to be boring at all.
All right.
What you just said, I've thought about it, and I'm available. I will, as time goes on,
Okay.
I'll be very happy to link up with anything like this, and anyone who invites me to help, sure, or I'll look for the avenues myself. It is something that we need to do. We all need to bring the world together, particularly people of African ancestry.
Yeah, well, as they say, you might be retired, but you are not tired.
No.
It's been wonderful sharing, your experiences. Just like I said, this is a very unique situation where I have a husband and a wife sharing, their own experiences, coming from different cultures, going to other cultures. And I can see that DAYLE hasn't left you. The colorful African dress you talked about, you're still keeping the flag flying. Okay. So maybe, who knows, we might come back and then share, because this is just 1 or 2 countries. There's still 19 or whatever more to talk about. All right. Thank you very much. And I appreciate it. I wish you all the best. And if you think about going there, I might just join you. Who knows?
Okay. Well, all right. You join me to Ghana, so that's possible.
Okay.
All right.